Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to the official start of the full detail process on my M3 here. I did put a first video on the logic and thought behind exactly what I'm going to do in the process and the products I chose. I chose to do a coating, which is the first time I've ever done a coating, Seaquartz UK. But this is actually going to be the very first video. This is going to be the paint preparation and strip and all the prep work that is involved with getting the car ready for a correction. So I'm going to take you around the car. I actually just tested out the pressure washer here. My buddy Chris has a Kranzel, and I do not have a Kranzel right now. So he is actually so graciously letting me borrow this thing. This is pretty much the nicest pressure washer you can buy, pretty much in general, but especially for car washing. The Kranzel 1122 TST. Go look it up. It's actually hard to find. Mine was back ordered through June. It's on a boat, like in Germany or something like that. So anyways, back to the car. I will go through a couple of the items I'm using that I don't normally use so you guys can kind of get a feel for it, but I want to take a walk around the car. So this is the prep. I will be doing the wheels. My new process for wheels is put a little bit of regular soap in here, fill up the bucket, and then you know, use your different, whatever you want to use. This is a wheel woolly here. This is a Easy Detail Brush Mini, full size, boar's hair, which is amazing. And the Microfiber Madness, I believe, Incredibrush, flat version, which still does not fit in the between the caliper and the wheel of the front wheels, because they're too big. So let's take a walk around here. I do want to tell you guys, if you didn't already know, I do have this car expelled, except for the roof and the trunk. So I'm gonna, and of course, like, you know, like the trim right here and here. That's going to be done as best as I can do it. So let's just take a quick walk around. You know, the wheels actually aren't terribly bad. Not as bad as I've seen them. Got some bugs up here, which is the usual. There's really not a lot of protection in the car right now. There's some garden gloss as well as regular detail spray. You know, you got some dirt. So this is the problem with a wrap, is dirt can collect around these areas where normally it wouldn't be there. Good thing is it protects it. Bad thing is there's dirt. So not a lot of dirt up here, but this will be corrected. Never corrected carbon fiber roof before. I can only assume that the clear coat is similar to the paint. I have corrected my 2011 335i. And paint was fairly hard. Definitely would say at least medium, but that's just my experience. I assume this paint's going to be very similar. The build date was a little bit later, like 4 months later, so I doubt they changed the paint, but you never know. And the wrap goes all the way to here. You can see a line there. So I'm definitely going to be just correcting this area. Honestly, since I feel like I'm cheating, you know, I feel like I'm cheating because I'm not correcting the whole car. I'm going to try to get these areas as perfect as possible, because I have very little to correct. Just the roof, this area, and then the back. But this video is going to be on the preparation and strip wash and all that good stuff. But let's start with the wheels first, and I'll give you a little rundown. All right. Can't even see it. I'm in the shop. Okay guys, having a little trouble with the sun here, but so this is a Mosmatic gun and 40-degree tip. And I'm just gonna blow this off, and this actually has a built-in swivel, which is really sick. So this is actually gonna be my first time using cue the 4Runner with no muffler back there, but this is gonna be the first time I'm using this thing at all, even on the wheels. And this is actually, this gun is mine. So, flip it. That does such a good job. Actually, it actually is blowing a lot of the dirt off. Seriously, can't even tell it. I'm in the shot. I think so. All right. so this is the Easy Detail Mini. I'm just gonna go through. And actually I just have to tell you, if you don't have a pressure washer, you definitely need one. You don't need the Krenzla if you don't want it, but this, honestly, like, this is as good as it does normally when I'm using the brushes. So this is honestly already a game changer. I honestly almost forgot what I normally do is just spray this. This is seriously an art, guys. You can just do it however it works. I forgot to do the rubber here. Bad example. Get the rubber real quick. All right, and since I'm going on to the, it's called the Obsessed Garage Smoky trip in 2 to 3 weeks, and I really wanted to coat these wheels, but doing this project this weekend, I have a bunch of other stuff going on. I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually coat them because that's a little bit of a project. So what's really good if you want is get CarPro Hydro 2 Light, which is a spray sealant, water activated. All you do is spray it honestly on the wheels, which is the best place. I did use it on the paint of my Jeep, which works fine, but it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It has some gloss and stuff, and it does make the water bead, but it doesn't have a lot of depth. So if you want your paint to look great, this should not be the only thing on it for sure. But I think it's great for wheels. Just try not to get it on the brakes too much. But all you do is spray it on, and literally it's activated with water and water pressure, and it has glass properties, so it beads very well. And I have a Griot sprayer in here, which is probably perfect. So I'm going to be cheating a little bit. Just get that on the wheel because these wheels suck to clean. Honestly, it's been like maybe 10 seconds. Alright guys, so I have not touched this wheel. This wheel is completely untouched, dirty, and I want to show you with spraying this on between washes or every other wash, every wash if you want, how well the dirt flies off with a pressure washer. With a regular hose, it doesn't come off a lot on these wheels, but with this it does. So let me show you. Yes, if you do want to comment, I know I have some pretty bad curb rash on this wheel. There's 2 of them, this one and I think one on the other side that's really not nice. So I'm gonna try to get them refinished maybe this summer. The only good thing about having a couple wheels that are not perfect is I'm not as afraid to mess them up. I'm still very careful, but they're already honestly ruined. So when I drive around, I'm not sweating as much as I normally. And I will put a link to the in the description of all the products I have here. Post a comment below if I forgot one. But I do have a lot of them on my website as well, which I started. I've been updating it, but not as much. Not a lot of the M3 stuff is up there yet. Let me know if you guys like the website or you just want everything on YouTube. That's fine with me. It honestly doesn't cost me very much to keep a website up and running. But I'm happy to do it if you guys would rather that. So let's just get. And before you do the Hydro 2 Light, you definitely want to make sure you clean these well, because there was a couple tiny little areas I forgot in the past, and then you put sealant over it, especially that stuff with the glass properties, and it kind of seals in that layer of dirt, and you can't rinse it off or clean it that easily because it's sealed in there. So until it wears off again, and then you can wash it. But definitely be aware of that. This credit brush thing is really great, but it's kind of wiggly and it doesn't fit between my brakes. I didn't think the M3 brakes were that incredibly tight, but they are. So I've gone through a lot of car washing brushes for the wheels just because nothing seems to be perfect. It seems like everything just has its faults. So I have so many things here. So I end up using the Mini and just going as far as. And another thing I would note while I'm out here kind of ranting is the back of the car that I'm going to correct later, I honestly want, realistically with the products, and I have a Porter cable, not a Roops or anything like that. I couldn't justify spending $500 more on when I'm only correcting the roof in the back. Eventually, yes, but right now, no. Keep in mind what your goal is for your whole corrective stage. Are you going for 100% Pebble Beach? Are you going for 70% daily driver but still really nice paint depth and look? One step, two step. I'm gonna do a two step, by the way. And I have a couple of different options in mind. I'll have to experiment when we get to that video. But keep in mind, like, these wheels are not 100%. I can easily spend an hour or more cleaning the stupid wheels, especially when you're going to coat them. They're gonna be immaculate as possible, but I don't really wanna coat them if I wanna be fixing them soon. That's just gonna present more issues and it's gonna be a waste of time. So I'm honestly taking the easy way out here, but you have to pick your battles and focus on the things that are most important. And don't forget, especially if you're doing it for a customer, keep that end goal in mind. So the rest of this is going to be coated amazingly. The back's going to be corrected as perfectly as possible. Honestly, I think 95% is realistic. Above 90, it's sort of just your perception, but I don't want to see anything. And I'm also going to be doing the shadow line trim, which tends to get scratched up easy, but I will go into that in a video. But anyways, I digress. I am taking an easier way out on the wheels, you could say. So if you're saying, Brandon, you didn't spend a lot of time prepping, well, I did. I just did it doing other things. So let me finish up here and I'll check in with you guys after I'm done. So I'm going to be using Matt Moorman's setup here. I'll just put a link to obsessedgarage.com. I know I'm wearing the shirt. I'm like a total fanboy right now, but it just worked out that way. This is the thing. It has like a 20-degree bend in it, Mosmatic wand, 40-degree tip. Let's just rinse the car off right now. Really simple, but this process is going to be awesome because this is the first time I get to use it. So if you're short like me, let's have what is called Duramax. Well, we'll allow it this time, but any other interruptions are unacceptable. So here comes the really fun and cool part. Probably one of the best things is foaming the car. And this is Chemical Guy's Clean Slate, which is a surface cleanser, a strip wash, whatever you want to call it. Just made a huge mess. Honestly gonna put a lot, because this stuff does not foam very well. And I have a feeling that more is gonna be way more fun. So this is the new MTM foam cannon. I don't remember the name, but I will put a link in the description if anyone's interested, because this thing, I used my friends, but I've never used this exact one. So as long as I don't cross thread this thing, it seems like I am. There we go. So here's the beauty of this whole setup is quick connects. I think all I need to do is undo this. I hope let's put this. So that's it. Set your wand aside for next time. I usually shake this up a little bit. Oh, you know what? Shoot. Did not tighten this down. Hang on. I just bought the foam cannon, so I didn't tighten down the threads all the way yet. Totally forgot. Alright. Here we go. First try. I have no idea what I'm doing, so don't freak out. It's kind of heavy. All right, I'm gonna try to hold the camera because this is just so awesome. And film with the left. Look at that. That's sick. All right. Sorry, I'm with pretty much no hands right now. I want to give you guys some cool shots though. Dang. Oh, this is awesome. Alright guys, regular 2-bucket method, chemical guys, clean slate. You know, be careful as usual. You don't want to mar up the paint or scratch it, but you know, you're correcting the paint here. You know, I'm going to be correcting it, so I'm really not that worried. I want to keep the same process, so that's why I still do the 2-bucket method even when I'm about to spend hours and hours correcting. This foam situation is seriously on point, guys. I've already saved, even like figuring out how to hook the Krenzla up and changing out, and I didn't tighten the foam cannon down all the way, like all those new things. I already definitely saved time here with the pressure washer, and I know it sounds like I'm trying to like make a huge thing about it, but it really has been a lifesaver in this situation. You know, the sun's going down, so it's sunny, and then all of a sudden it's dark. So it's hard for me to work. Time is a really, really big thing for me. But kind of why I'm rambling to you as I let the soap, the foam, really the point of the foam is to drag any dirt that you didn't get to blow off or whatever onto the ground. And especially after the paint's been corrected, that could not be more important, is to get the dirt off the paint before anything touches it. Because if you touch the paint, you're pretty much going to scratch it even if you don't see it in almost every situation, unless, you know, most of my car has XPEL on it, so that makes a huge difference, of course. But we're going to stay with the same process here. Regular wash, 2-bucket method, grit guards, Adams wash pad. Really, honestly, this is the basic stuff. What I'm going to do is get this bucket a little extra. There we go. Power of a pressure washer. Could not be happier. You can't tell, I'm freaking stoked. Look at that bubble. Do you see that bubble? Holy crap. That's awesome. All right, time to rinse. Simple.